Alright, so I just wanted to do a quick Rust tutorial real quick because I just figured something out that has irritated me and stumped me for a long time. So let's just get right into it. I know this is going to look a little confusing at first, but I promise it is absolutely going to make sense as soon as I explain it to you. Okay, so this is basically going to give you the ability to charge your batteries and completely shut off their input to your main power, while also powering your base and charging from one single power source. So you can chain all of your, let's say, windmills or solar panels or whatever into one line, charge and power your base at the same time, and then switch off your main line over to battery with this fairly simple system. And this is something that seems to have stumped a lot of people online as well, because I haven't seen anybody doing it, and I spent a long time researching how to do this, and nobody had a solution, so I made one. Alright, so up here, we've got an electrical branch. This is the first component. My main power source, so everything from outside, my solar panels and my windmills, come straight into this branch. From there, the main power from that branch goes over here and into this switch directly. So this is my main power. I also branch off power into this splitter that goes to all my batteries. So I'm branching off charging power, and then the rest of the pass-through goes to my mains switch over here. So that pretty much sums that up. This root combiner is the power coming from all of my batteries. There's some more behind those doors over there within my base. So for sake of easiness here, let's say this output of the root combiner is basically your batteries. Okay, so you don't need this root combiner. You could come straight off your batteries and go into this blocker. I'm combining everything together. But if you were like chaining your batteries rather than coming off separate and using root combiners to, and the only reason I did that is because I wanted a higher power output rather than just 100, so I chained them all together. But the bottom line is you don't need this. You could come straight off the battery into this blocker. But this piece is important because it allows you to charge by branching off power from your main line here. So essentially, how this works is you got power into your mains. This switch will turn off your main line. When this main line is activated, there is one input, or one output, I'm sorry. The actual power output, the pass-through, goes to our OR switch here, to one input there. The branch, I only do minimum, so 2 power. And you go into the side of the blocker that comes off your batteries. So your batteries are just passing through the blocker and going straight to the OR switch. And then your main line passes through your branch into your OR switch. And then you branch off a minimum amount of power into that blocker that comes off your batteries. So basically how this is going to work is when you flick this switch, you're turning off your mains. So now the base is completely on battery power, as you can see. But to avoid draining power when you're powering from your mains and allow the batteries to charge, when this switch is flicked, it's going to run pass-through power into the blocker and completely stop the batteries from passing through to the OR switch. So they're going to charge, and you're not going to be wasting power. You can see that they're continuously charging here. And when you turn off this switch, that branch that stops the pass-through in the blocker turns off, and it's going to allow that input to pass through here. And yeah, so basically, since you can't, the easy solution would have been 2 switches, one from your batteries, one from your main line, and then do a root combiner. But the game doesn't let you do that because the root combiners have to connect directly to a power source. So I basically had to find some weird roundabout way, and this one will only let the higher power source pass through, which is why I can do this, because when this is off, it's only getting power from the batteries. When this is on, it's going to block power from the batteries, and it's only getting power from the mains, allowing everything to work exactly how it does here. So I hope that was helpful. I hope it wasn't too confusing. Um, but there was no solution online, so I just racked my brain until figuring this out. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments, and I'll certainly try to answer. Um, but yeah, I mean, basically the only components you need a branch to bring your main power into. You need a switch, a second branch, a blocker, and an OR switch. That's really all you need to make this function. It just depends on how you have the rest of your setup built. Like if you're chaining your batteries or if you're using the combiners to do that. So, yeah, there you go.